Quick reminder before we get started, if you haven't subscribed or followed this podcast on your favorite podcast platform yet, I would really appreciate it if you click the follow button now or the subscribe button, as it will really help us a lot. In this episode of Recovery Snippets, I speak with registered dietitian Fariha J, who is a diabetes specialist, and I would like to say is also the dietitian for the South Asian community. And she's so amazing. And in this episode of Recovery Snippets, she talks about the taboo of not opening up or talking about diet issues, disordered eating in the South Asian community. So let's listen to what Fariha has to say. Do you think with South Asian communities, is there a taboo about not talking about or just keeping it in about your struggles, about your weight or your struggles about your body image? Is there any taboo around that?
Jonathan, I think the South Asian communities, they're a lot in denial. And I think that you using this term saying that, taboo around disordered eating, I think there is not even enough awareness whether this is a condition or not. The taboo or the stigma will come later on. There is stigma, and I'll talk about that as well. But that's then the second step. At least someone knows about it, and then they will associate stigma with it. They disregard it. They don't even think of it as a condition. And many of them will even not know what it is. So even if someone is, the things which we pointed out, like avoiding sipping meals or fasting, they will never think of that as any problem. That's not a problem at all. And as opposed to that, the belief that if someone there is this misconception that if someone is eating healthy, that person is trying to lose weight as well. So that is a belief there, and I think that's a common belief. But as far as stigma is concerned, I would relate it to when we think of eating disorders. I would say that awareness is not there, but though as far as the depression and stress side of it is concerned, people always try to brush it under the carpet. They never show it to the world. And then there's this blame game, Jonathan, that, okay, so you've not been a good person, and that's why you're facing these problems. You've not been a good Muslim or a good to your religion, or you've not been praying, and that's why. So putting that blame game on that person who's going through it, and it is said so much that the person themselves, they start to believe in that. So maybe they were not thinking about it, but when they told about it so much, they think that yes, probably it is because they're not doing this, and it's not. No one will consider it as a condition. So surely, first, the awareness is needed, and second, stigma. But I think the stigma side of it we will only overcome that with awareness. So awareness is first, and then working on the stigma side of it.
That's really interesting, Fariha. And like you said earlier, like awareness is very important. And you're one of the dietitians that really raises so much awareness for South Asian community. And that's just really, really amazing. Is there anything people who are listening can do to recognize, or can you just list out a few habits which are disordered for people who don't know if their eating habits are disordered? What are the certain habits?
So then again, Jonathan, we have to first think that a few things. I would like to relate it with the South Asian communities. I think with the South Asian population, what's happening is there is too much fixation on looking a certain way. I don't know if the Bollywood has done it, the social media has done it. I know this is happening in other populations as well. But with the South Asian communities, it has become to an extent that it is affecting their mental health as well. So women want to look a certain way. And as far as when you're saying awareness, although I do not specialize in eating disorders, but I try to create that awareness that what they see, the images which they see, or the actresses or the models which they see, they have that's not real. They're using filters, they're going under surgeries, there's so much happening. But you won't believe it, Jonathan, but I get so many of my clients saying to me that I want to look like so and so. I want my body shape to be like so and so. So imagine the extent of this. So the extent of fixation on weight loss has, I think, among the South Asian communities, is giving rise to these eating disorders as well. Because the beliefs that if I won't eat anything all day, I will lose weight. So this is the idea, and obviously then it turns into these eating disorders habits. So when you say that what are the different signs, again, it is every person is different and the signs can be different. What I've noticed is that, which I've already discussed, that they will they will try to avoid going to social evenings with their friends, with their families, or apart from that, they will as I mean, they will do the fasting bit I discussed, the exercise, they will do excessive exercise, and they have negative view about their body as well. That also I have noticed. Thinking that, I'm good for nothing, I'm hopeless, and always validating themselves with how they look. So not that what the kind of person they are. So again, every person will be different, but it's just again and again, as I'm saying, that bringing this out, talking about it as we are doing now, will make a difference.